Hi, and welcome to A Punk with Toys. My name is Lawrence, and today we're going to take a look at NECA Gargoyles Xanatos. And I know what you're thinking. Hey, didn't you just do Xanatos review? Well, that was the armored Xanatos. This is the human body Xanatos. Which I guess that's a human too. He's just in a steel clamp. But anyway, we're going to take a look at this one. Here he is playing chess because he is a chess player with all the ways he tries to manipulate people. And as you can see here, it says includes Brooklyn's closed wings. It doesn't look like Brooklyn's wings. Actually, it has Demona. So the sticker, which is all that it is, the sticker is wrong. I don't know. It's just a misprint. I don't know. Who knows? But anyway, it's not Brooklyn's. They're Demonas, which is fine. We have the Demona there. We're going to show you the wings. Those are the worst wings that there are. Yes, I know I've complained about his wings. His are straight. I hate them. But those are garbage. They just kind of collapsed. It feels like they fixed them on Angela and maybe the later runs because other people didn't complain. But I know I had an issue. Matt Hatter had an issue. I believe Geek Dad Life had an issue. So a lot of people, they got them right away. They had issues with the wing. So there's the figure. He's got two different heads. We're going to see if this head sculpt, either one of these, along with the neck, will fit in the steel clan, the armored Xanatos, and also see if we can pop that one in there. There's a side of him. It kind of has what the rock eyebrow right there. On the back, you can kind of see what he has. His different accessories, his little blaster, the crossover of all the different figures that we have, and now that I have all of them, other than Lexington. And there's the other side of them. So anyway, let's get off this. You don't want to look at this. You want to see what the figure looks like on the inside. But before we do, if you like the content I'm giving you, take a second, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that bell notification so you're notified every time I do drop a Gargoyles video. And it's been a lot. So let's take a look. Alright, so here's out. Here he is. We'll quickly go over what he has. He's got a gun. He comes with 3 sets of hands, holds different things. He has a blast effect specifically for this, and I do like this better than the one that came with Demona. That it's just way too big. Was it Demona? No, the one that came with what's this dude's name? Thalog. That one's too big. It eventually starts to, the figure just starts to fall. This is nice and small, and hopefully will hold on pretty nicely. He's got a floppy disk. He's got these nunchucks. They're not nunchucks. I know they're not. I don't remember what they are. But I will say this. They do move a little. And we'll go over that in a little bit. Then he has a spare head. And then we have Demona's wings. So let's start with the wings first. So we can get these cross wings off here. Unfortunately, as you can see, this just falls down. It's unfortunate. This figure should have been seriously a top figure. It's so good, but unfortunately, their issues with the wings when I feel like they started was a problem. Now, I don't have an issue with the wings. I've said that before, being so big. Although, with the amount of figures they're giving us, the amount of stuff I'm buying for the G.I. Joe Classified, my house isn't getting any bigger, so space is becoming a problem. So, as you can see, these draped wings, they're nice. They're soft. Let's bring this in. They're nice and soft. Now, these ones here are a little different. These ones are actually going to wrap around, so you don't need to take her head off. With the other ones, you kind of have to drop down. They're a whole circle. These ones are not, but they will peg into the exact same spot. They are purple on the inside. You can see the nice texture. It's nice and soft. The paint looks really nice, as with everything. And then on the outside, it is more of a black and the purple. So, let's wrap this around here. And again, these two are just going to kind of peg right in, like so. Same way as the wings. This way you don't have to worry about them kind of flapping all over. And now we have Demona with some reasonable wings. And again, I don't really want to complain. It's kind of one of the things that made me like this line so much, but they did get a little big. neat. So anyway, there's Demona. There's how she looks. Great to have. I'll be happy when they all have the draped wings. Alright. So, let's look at Xanatos' gun first. So, it is a hard plastic. It looks like it has 2 different paint apps, along with whatever color the actual plastic is. So, it has this light gray on the top, a real dark purple to accent the rest of the purple here, and then even the bottom here. It's really hard to see, at least what I'm looking through. Maybe it'll come off different once it's filmed. But the paint looks real nice. There's no issues with it. It's not splattered all over like some other figures or some other lines. Here's the blast effect. Now, it clearly comes to rather a point. It comes flat, so you can make it so it's shooting against the surface. It's going to plug directly in. It looks like it already has a slight bend to it, but who knows. It is very light, and it has a little bit of pliability, but I don't think it's going to start sagging. There's your port, your blast effect. So there you go. So you can have them shooting whoever you want, especially now that you have these steel clans or whatever. He's got a floppy disk. Kids, if you don't know what a floppy disk is, this is how we used to have to save information on old computers. Alright. So there you go. I believe this is the 3.5 inch floppy disk, which was a hard floppy disk, if I remember correctly. The hard disk. I don't remember exactly. But it is painted pretty nicely. I'm reminiscing down. This is where you're going to write whatever is on it. This thing kind of moves over. It's neat. Now I need a computer. Someone 3D print me a computer and send it to me. Here's what I said is nunchucks, where I know they're not nunchucks. I do not remember what they are. But these 2 pieces look like they're on their own little hook here. So I'm not sure if you can take them off. It doesn't look like you can take them off, but they're also not part of it. So they do swing back and forth. It's not that it's pliable. It's not that it's soft plastic. They are meant to move. And I don't think there's any paint app. It's hard to tell, because you look at some angles and it looks gold, and other angles it looks black. So I'm not sure if it's just a shadow of it. But either way, it looks really nice. Someone in the comments, I'm sure, will tell me exactly what it is, because, hey, I would like to know too. I really have to rewatch this whole series again. You can see there is that small paint app of silver where the hooks are. So again, looks really nice for what it is. So he has his hands here. Here he is, thumb wrestling hand. He has what I believe would be his trigger finger hand. Look at the veins on that. I mean, that looks really nice. I mean, everything here, it's not painted at all. So the fingernail is the exact same color, but you really don't notice. It really doesn't change anything. But that vein on there, I think that looks really nice. Get the veins there. Here he has an open hand. Looks more like something that should be in The Evil Dead. And then I guess maybe this is his holding hand, so he can hold the rifle, blaster, whatever you want to call it. All right. And then here is the second head. And this is obviously an angry head that he has. Yeah, so this is an angry head. And looking at it, looks really nice. Paint is good. The eyes look good. They look to be staring at you. Not like one is cross-eyed, not one shooting up. Paint apps are where they're supposed to be. Teeth look nice and clean. Goatee is nice. On the back, you have a pliable ponytail, which is, if you watched the other video, you know I complained about that one. And then here is the neck. So just looking at it, I would assume that they're interchangeable, but we're going to find out. And so now let's take a look at the figure. I'll stand them up really quick here. And he gets a decent T-pose. NECA is not known for the most articulation, and I have not warmed him up or anything. He does have double pinless. Wow, these are actual double pinless in a weird way. I can't tell if they're double pinless or if this just covers it. So it looks like the elbow is completely different than, let's say, what you would find on a Marvel Legends or a classified figure. But they actually are, there are no pins. So it looks really nice with the suit. This here is nice and pliable. The hands come off fairly easy. Got to put a little bit of effort into it, but I'm not going to complain about that. We're going to change the hand anyway. Pop this hand in for right now. He gets a pretty good Jean-Claude Van Damme. He can kick somewhat straight. They tend to use a nice, soft, pliable crotch around here. He only has a single jointed knee, but he gets 90 degrees. Not that bad at all. And then his feet pivot up and down, so you can pretty much get what would be the boot cut, but you don't have the thigh cut up here. It makes it a cleaner looking figure. And, I mean, this is kind of gawky, but it is a suit, so it doesn't look awful. I think NECA can still find a little bit, they could do a little bit better, but I'm not going to complain. I think it looks good. So quickly looking at it, you have the cuffs, and they are painted different, so they stand out. Like, even the fist here just has some nice veins on it. So this is where the elbows really tend to stick out. It almost looks like he's wearing two different parts of a suit, but action figure, I will survive. Again, this is all pliable, so technically you take this off. It would look kind of weird because his shirt would be different. It's got his buttons on it. It looks like it's all one color. The buttons may be a different color. The collar looks nice. Again, your head up and down. Belt buckle, painted nice. It's through the loops. So all that looks extremely nice. You got this nice texture, so the legs actually look, or the pants actually look like they're a material rather than just plastic. And then he has his nice little boots. Ooh, look at that. You know what? Wow, didn't even notice that, but he has toe articulation. Wow, so that is actually really cool that he has toe articulation. I'm not big on toe articulation, but I didn't even notice. Now it's hard not to notice once I pointed it out. But he has toe articulation, so now I'm interested to see what type of poses that I'll be able to get him into. All right, so let's pop the head off here. All right. So head comes off. We didn't even look at this head. That's my bad. So there he has the rock eyebrow. Again, eyes look good. Paint looks good. NECA does a wonderful job, and that sculpt looks spot on. A nice goatee. Let's take a look at Armored Xanatos. And this head should pop off fairly easily. So looking at it here, this is more of an angry face. And I'm going to say the necks look like they're the same. So this is our angry Xanatos. Able to pop it on him. Nice and easy. This head here, it's going to pop on with the same issue. With the ponytail being a problem. See the ponytail there? That's the problem. But I made it work. I mean, I actually picked him up. But I'm probably not going to have him with that. I wanted to, but who knows. So, let's take that off. Kind of like the eyebrow raised face. So there you go. Let's put the gun in his hand. So where's our trigger finger? Here's our trigger finger. We're just going to do a quick pose on him before we wrap this up. Again, if you like the content, take a second. Hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button. I do a lot of gargoyles videos. We have 11. I just counted them. So I've done every one. So easy enough to get them into that pose. Now you're going to take a little bit of work here if you want to make it look nice and realistic. So he can hold it. Because as you can see, the way that everything's pliable, it kind of pulls away from him. But I don't think it's going to be that hard. But some of these things you kind of have to mess around with. Now, the toe articulation, I mean, can we get them in a pose like this standing quickly? So I was able to stand them. That looks pretty nice. I'm not sure how well it will stand. So he stays up pretty nicely. You just got to fix this here. Got to get the weight and everything balanced nicely. But all in all, nice figure. I guess she's still a little upset with him. Anyway, there you go. That is Xanatos, and I gotta say, looks pretty nice. All right, so upon doing figures and second inspection, it does look like the armored Xanatos head is the same alternate head that comes with the normal Xanatos. The hair color looks a little bit darker or lighter. I'm actually not even sure which is which here, but for the most part, looking at it, I do believe it is the exact same head, which makes sense considering they work on either or. All right, so my final thoughts on Xanatos is I do like this figure. And again, this is me just opening them now. I haven't had a chance to do too much. He poses pretty easily. The toe articulation, it is a nice add to them, considering they don't have nearly as much articulation as, once again, a classified figure, a Marvel Legend, some of the Star Wars Black Series, and other figures like that. But getting him in this position, not a problem. He can fire across. The neck and the head have really good mobility, so you can move him around. As you can see, he's actually aiming where he's firing at. He comes with some nice articulations. Adding the draped wings for Demona is a huge plus, as you can see her in the back here. Now we have two humanoids to go along in the Gargoyles lines, and these are very important figures in the cartoon. I wasn't sure the reason why you would drop him right after you dropped the armored Xanatos, but considering the heads are interchangeable, it is understandable. Not to mention, I think you might gonna want to do some scenes with him and his armored Xanatos version. So let's wrap this up. That's my final thought. All right, so that's a wrap on the NECA Gargoyles Xanatos. If you're interested, run out and get them. I don't think you're going to be disappointed if you're all in on this line. Again, you heard what I had to say, so I am going to get out of here. But before I do, take a second. If you're on Facebook and you like toys and you don't care for politics or BS or fighting and all that other stuff, check out the Facebook group page, Punks with Toys, because once you join, you're a punk with toys. Also, the social media, as you know, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, a punk with toys, especially on Instagram. Give me a follow over there. I'm shooting toward 1,000. It won't be much longer, hopefully. But anyway, that is where you will see me mostly. And last but not least, as I mentioned earlier, if you like the content that I'm giving you, if you like Gargoyles or any of the other stuff that I've been doing, take a second, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, hit that bell notification so you are notified every time I do drop a video. I'm going to get out of here, but you know what? Don't go anywhere, because you know what? You stayed this long, you might as well check out the Armored Xanatos video, and here's a playlist of all the other Gargoyles that I reviewed. Take care.